Hello. I'm so tired, but I'm so bored at the same time, so it cancels out. So I'm just gonna talk, or yeah, I'm just gonna talk. My day was okay. I I didn't really do anything. I took two tests today and I got a good grade on one of them, but I didn't finish the other one, so I'm doing it tomorrow. Um, I didn't really do anything much today. We took notes in economics. We did a reading guide, and that was boring, but I finished it all. Um, we had this stupid thing in homeroom where we had to go to a testing location for SOLs, and I thought I was in my English teacher's room, so I went to her room because I'm in the special testing classroom thing because I can't test in a room with a bunch of other people. And apparently I wasn't in her room, so I had to go to um across I was I was here and the classroom was all the way. It's like imagine a box. I'm in one corner. I need to go to the adjacent the congruent one. I don't fucking know. So I had to walk all the way there. Um and that was really annoying. And I found out I'm testing in a room with a bunch of people I hate. Um, fucking hate my English class. They're so stupid. I should have been in a higher English, and I should have been in a higher history too. The things this girl in my history says is so dumb. I can't even genuinely, how is she in my grade? How are you a junior in bro? Oh my god. These kids in my English don't know what a verb is. This one girl had a tick in her arm, so Easter, she said a week after Easter, she got a tick in her arm, a deer tick in her arm, and she refused to take it out because it hurt. Bro, you know what else hurts? Lyme disease. Lyme disease hurts really bad too. Oh my god, she's so dumb. Every class we have, do we have to do this work? Oh my god, we're doing work this class? Bro, we do nothing all class. Everything is so easy. I feel like everything is getting dumber. Like, how do you not know what a verb is? How do you not know what an adverb is? She asked what an adjective was. Are we serious? Are we serious? Is the moon a planet? That's what she's giving. I'm not editing this. I'm tired too. I'm just gonna post it how it is. And it's probably gonna get 0 likes. It's gonna get 0 views, and it's probably gonna get fucking copyrighted too, like my other video. I'm so tired. Another thing, the girl in my history class is so dumb. The questions she asks, I have to write them down so I don't forget them because they're so absurd. She asked if the Americans in World War II were Nazis. Yeah, man. No. No. What are we doing? And she was like, wait, so we're not a democracy? God, that's not what we're saying. We were talking about incarceration camps during World War II for the American Japanese citizens, and we were talking about how it's not internment camps for those are camps for POWs or prisoners of war. And it's if we find an enemy soldier and we capture them, they go into those camps and they have certain safety regulations. And we were talking about why we should call the camps that we put Japanese Americans into incarceration camps, because there were like little to no safety regulations, no health regulations, and they weren't prisoners of war. It was just racism. The only excuse was like, oh, it was for like it was fuck, what's it called? It was like for the country's like national defense. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Bro, what are we doing? It's just racism. And my teacher was explaining how it wasn't a democracy if each time we're going through a war, we put a certain group of people that we're going against, like, away. Like, like, because we were going to war with Japan, or we were in war with Japan, people all assumed, like, every single Japanese American was an enemy, even though most of them, or like around like 2/3 of them, were citizens of either the first or second generation, and they had either never been to Japan or came at a very young age. So, bro, and most of them, like, not most of them, some of them even gave like their life to fight in the war for America, and we still put them in camps. What are we doing? For every one doctor, there were about 400 other people in the camp. And that's like, there's so many fucking people, and there were no like safety regulations, health regulations. They were only given about like a less than a week to build a camp too. They had to build their own cabins to stay in. So a lot of them weren't built properly, so the wood shrank, which made, and because a lot of the camps were in deserts, like in California, Wyoming, and then there was the hidden one in Hawaii, and there was also one in the mountains, but I think that was the Wyoming one. There was one other location, but I can't remember it. But the ones in the deserts, it was very cold at night and very hot in the day. There was no insulation for the cabins because they weren't properly built. So, wind would go right through it, and they were given uniforms from World War I to like survive in, and also another thing, doctors were given World War I medical supplies to use. I can't remember how long the wars were apart. I'm really bad with dates, but I'm really good with information. That's a long fucking time to be using like outdated medical shit. So it's like that was also insane. Like people had I'm trying to remember the diseases. It was like measles. I think it was some sort of pox disease. It had pox in the name. Um, I know childbirth was very traumatic because there was little to no people to help, or there was no proper medical equipment, so it was just very traumatic for the women. Um, fuck, I can't remember. My bad. But anyway, um, because the cabins weren't built properly, the sand got in, because it was a desert, and the cracks were very big, or big enough, and because deserts are very hot in the day and there's no like water, the sun can't like absorb the water can't absorb the sun or absorb the coldness or whatever the fuck. I forget how that even works. But deserts are very cold at night, so they would just freeze. Oh, I remember why I brought up uniforms was because they were also given these thin ass blankets. What are we doing? But anyway, the kid in my class, she was like, my teacher was like it's not a democracy if we're just putting groups of people and like ridiculing them and like discriminating against them and putting them in camps. And this girl was like, so we're not a democracy? Did you not listen to a single thing? Oh my god. And whenever we're doing notes, my teacher will be like, okay, like, D-Day was December 7th or whatever. And she's like, wait, what was D-Day's date? Like, I didn't get that. And then she'll say it again, and then she'll be like, wait, so where do I write it? Right there! The packets are so easy. It literally says D-Day's date, and then it has a line, and you put it there. And my teacher is so good at teaching, too. That's what boggles my mind. How are we in the same history? And I know it's because I'm lazy and I didn't want to be in a DE or AP class because I know I'd fail. That's the same for English, too. Like, my mom wants me to be in a higher English or a higher history because I'm good at those subjects, but I'm, like, scared that the minute I join, like, a DE or AP, I'm going to fail, and then I'm going to lose all interest. So, yeah. Also, I low-key dropped math next year. I'm not doing math. You can't make me do math my senior year. Math and science are the two subjects that bring me my entire GPA down. I have like I think my unweighed GPA is like a 3.11 right now, but that's only because all my fine arts is completed, all my physical education is completed, phys ed, whatever the fuck, PE. I finished personal finance barely, and then economics is gonna be finished, and then yeah, so I have like fine arts. I have done 3 years of theater. I'm dropping it next year because I'm so done with it. I'm gonna I'm gonna take my 4th year of art next year, and I'm hoping I get in the same class as my friends. And then I'm taking AP Psych because I wanted to do it this year, but I didn't have any slots left because I needed to take personal finance econ. Low-key, I learned nothing in personal finance. I know there's like a 401k or whatever, but I have no fucking idea what that means. Yeah, you could say I'm pretty smart. Anyway, I'm trying to think of something to talk about. I think I went on like a 10-minute rant about Japanese Americans during World War II. I'll just talk about World War II. Okay. I can list the main discriminated against minorities and groups from World War II, specifically Hitler's Germany. In the Nazis discriminated against it was mainly Jews and Poles from Poland, and then a lot of the camps were in Poland too. I'm pretty sure almost all of them were. I know there were some in Russia, but those were I think those were work camps. Are those the same thing? I know they were those were specifically for work camps, and they also did die there, but it was mainly from work, I think. And then the concentration camps, they were just fucking tortured and killed. And they did work, but they all fucking got killed. So it was Jews, Poles, Romas or Gypsies, or Romas and Gypsies slash queer people, so like homosexuals, trans people, except I think it was mainly homosexual men. I'm not sure. I say queer people because I don't know how much research there is about that, like that specific topic. I'd need to look into it more, but I'm just going off what I think. Like I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was just homosexual men. and I know homosexual men, Jehovah's Witnesses, and political the fuck are they called? Political workers. Like people who worked and had political opinions and voiced them. So those three, they mainly died from being overworked or tortured. Um, but yeah, a lot of those were, that's how they died. But anyway, so we've got Jews, Poles, Romas, Gypsies, queer men or queer people, people with physical disabilities. I think it was more physical than mental, but mental was also counted. Um, and anyone who wasn't like an Aryan, which is the Nazi race. So it's like you had to be white, tall, well built, or like slim, or well built. It was well built and tall, blonde, blue eyes, and the that was like the perfect race. So what they would do is it's eugenics. They would take like groups that they considered undesirables, and they would fucking put them in camps and then kill them because they wanted only good like errands, or not, it's not quote unquote because that's what they were called, that was like the Nazi race, but like yeah. um can't remember what I was talking about. um um I don't know what to talk about. I just went on a rant about the same thing like over and over because I kept forgetting. This video is so long. Oh my god. Bye.